Scheduling creativity. That's the topic today, and that's a big topic for me because it's something that I've been struggling with personally for quite some time. And I'm going to put it in some context of me personally, and then and if you guys have some context for yourself, drop them in the comments, whether you're live or even in the replay. Drop them in the comments, and we can discuss. But so I make music and I make videos. Now here's the thing about making music and making videos. I make music, I write songs, I record songs, and making videos, obviously you make a video. Now when I perform songs, that's singing, that's practice, that's stuff like that. And even that I've been very remiss with over the past few years. But I'm trying to say three things at the same time. My mouth can only say one of them, and my brain and my mouth are fighting over which one to say, and nothing came out. Okay, let me start that over. So I write songs and I make videos. So in order to do what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to create an audience around the music and the videos. So let's take, for example, videos. You put them up on YouTube, right? Now, the way YouTube works, it very much like Facebook, there's an algorithm to it. And if I waited till the inspiration strikes to make a video and then I don't make another one for like 6 months, well, the YouTube channel is not going to really go anywhere. The videos might be amazing, but nobody's ever going to see them, because the way that YouTube works is you make a video at least once a week or even 2 or 3 times a week, and some people make videos daily, and that's how you build momentum, and the audience gathers around it, and the algorithm starts noticing that you're making stuff, and so they start throwing people your way. Same thing with music. If you want to build an audience around your music, people want to hear songs. So, it's like, oh, I really like that song. Let me see what else they did. And there's nothing. Why? Because nothing else came out. So, so with music, they say you should release a song once a month or one every other month. And then there's this whole like marketing stuff that goes on in between. Consistency in that sense is key if you want to create something to present to an audience and then have that audience gather around you. Consistency is very important. Here's the problem with consistency. I don't always feel like it, right? Some days I got like music, I got video ideas, they're just coming out of me. I can't even write them down fast enough. I can't make videos fast enough. And then other days I got nothing. It's like, have you ever sat down to create and you're like, I should be good at this, and yet I could literally be working on a song for 8 hours and at the end feel like somehow I have less done than when I started. Like if I had done nothing that day, I would have gotten more done on this song. And now I'm just confused. I feel like I should just call it a day. Maybe never even write a song again, because that's how terrible this thing is. And so it can be really disconcerting, because the struggle for me over the past few years has been, do I create some kind of release schedule so that I can get the stuff out there and build an audience? Because that sounds great on the surface. Or do I just wait till inspiration strikes? And then I found something that I thought was like a middle ground, which was a production schedule. So instead of saying, oh, I'm going to release a song every month, or I'm going to make a video every week or whatever, I came up with this idea to have a production schedule, meaning like, for example, every Monday for 5 hours, I'm going to work on a song. Now, some Mondays I might get a whole song done in 5 hours, and other Mondays I might, just want to throw my computer out the window. But I put in the 5 hours. So I'm not counting like what I produced or what I'm ready to release. I'm at least putting in the effort. And that made sense to me until I realized that doesn't help with the business and audience part. So here's what I came up with for me. And it's part of the reason that I'm doing this group, because if you notice, I do these lives every day. I have to do these lives every day because I said I was going to do them, and now I have to do them. And, I've done this before, and the thing that I learned about doing it the last time was that, wow, I really like doing this. And there's something to doing lives, because I don't spend all day writing this live. I'll come up with the idea in the morning, And here's how I do Daily Fuel, right? I wake up in the morning, most days. I have no idea what the hell I'm going to do. I wake up and just going about my day, and then I'll be like, ooh, it's 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. I should probably do a post. And I'll be thinking, like, what should today be about? And sometimes there are conversations going on in the group, or I had a conversation with somebody else outside of the group, and the topic is just like right there in front of me. Other days I have to do a little soul searching and figure it out, like what's important to me right now, or what am I seeing important to other people right now. And then I do that post and I put it out there. So that might be at like, say, 11 o'clock in the morning my time. And then I usually do these lives around 5:30. Tonight it's a little bit later, but we're talking like 6-7 hours later I do the live. So I didn't spend 6 hours writing this. I didn't even write anything. I wrote. This is what I write, right? This is my spiel. This was yesterday's. Yesterday's? We Must Create. That's all I wrote for We Must Create. And then I did a 20-minute riff on this, right? So what I do is I just sit down, usually about 15 minutes before I have to do the live, and I say, okay, what am I going to say? Because I already kind of know this stuff, but what I want to do is collect my thoughts. But what happens is, because I'm forcing myself to do this live, here I am, I have to put something together, and it sort of forces the creativity because, holy crap, I got to do this thing. So I came up with the kind of a 3-step model. I do a lot of things in threes, by the way. Ray will write an essay about why that is, but here's what I do. So number one, I figured out that for me, inspiration is like a muscle, right? Everybody would like to have muscles, right? But you're not going to have muscles if you don't work them out or exercise them to some degree, however you like to do it. But inspiration is also a muscle. So if you're just kind of waiting for inspiration to strike, then you're waiting for it to happen by accident, I think. So instead, what I'm trying to do now is to work out the muscle. And some days it's going to be better than others. Now, we've been in this group now for 2 weeks, and most of these lives have been pretty good. I think I'll get better and better and better over time. But I can remember in my old group, man, were there some stinkers. There were just some days where I was like trying to get to it, and I just couldn't put thoughts from here to here and out. It just wasn't happening, and that's okay. Even as a singer, there were some shows where it was just like everything was amazing. The sound was perfect. I could hear everything. Everybody was in tune. The crowd was into it, and my tea was perfect and perfect amount of honey, and my throat just felt great, and everything sounded amazing the whole night. Then there were other nights when none of those things happened, right? And that's kind of what happens. So what I'm trying to do here is force the inspiration, work out the muscle. By doing the Daily Fuel every day, it sort of makes me bring my creativity to the table, whether I feel like it or not. I can't come here and be like, I don't feel like doing this today. You guys will be like, then why are we here? Now, I'm never faking this to the degree that it's hard work. I love doing this. You can I think you can tell. I just go right when I'm doing this, and then I'm like, last night I was falling asleep, and then I watched back some of my live from yesterday, and I got all worked up again, and I was up until like 1:30 in the morning because I was like, I can't. Why did I watch that? Because I got all the same worked upness watching it that I had doing it. So inspiration is a muscle, and I feel like we need to work it out, and that could be through a production schedule or through some kind of content release schedule. But if we just wait for inspiration to strike, then we might be waiting a long time sometimes, especially since we're not working out the muscle. It's not used to working. So once we work out the muscle a while, that muscle gets stronger, and now inspiration will strike more often. So that's the 3-part step, right? Inspiration's a muscle. You work out a muscle, it gets stronger. A stronger muscle will strike more often, meaning inspiration. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to use Daily Fuel as inspiration to get me to bring my creativity to the table every single day. And a funny thing has been happening in just the last couple of weeks. I have so many ideas for Quantasy videos. Quantasy is my film making video series that I'm making. I'm putting it up on YouTube. I'll be sharing it in here as well. And I've decided on a release schedule for Quantasy Videos and Fuel Blue Music. I decided that a release schedule, just like a daily fuel schedule, is going to force me to bring the creativity to the table and kind of force me to put the work and the effort in, even on the days that I don't feel like it. Because for me personally, when I don't do things on the days that I don't feel like it, I tend to have a lot more days that I don't feel like it. And next thing you know, 10 years goes by and you didn't write that song. So that's what I'm doing. I'd love to know what you guys are doing. I'm going to jump to the comments now, say hello to all you wonderful people. Wade, Amy, Stephanie, also hello. Talina's here, hello. Mrzinski, hello. Hey, Bobby Donahue. Hey, Mrzinski, how are you? I kind of took what you wrote. If you go to today's morning post, a lot of what I said, Mrzinski said in his comment today. We were on the same page, so kudos to you. My dad's here again. Hi, Bob. Hi, Dad. Ray is here. One Hit Wonders. Yeah, this is a situation. I don't know what we were talking about. But, all right. Tony Elias is here. Hello, Tony. Haven't seen you on one of my lives. Welcome to the group. Thank you for joining us today. I found that being in contact with like minds helps to amplify creative thinking. Oh, that's a really good point, right? Because here's what's been happening for me also is not only is the group helping me because of the daily fuels every day, but seeing what you guys are doing and then hearing everybody's ideas and seeing your work. And it's just so what a community of artists. It's just inspirational just to see what everybody else is doing. That's why I keep saying, hey, put your work out. Let's see it. Let's hear it. We haven't really seen anybody post videos of dances or performances or anything like that. Are there any comedians here? Put some comedy up. Dancers, we've got a lot of writers and artists, people who draw and paint have been putting imagery and things like that. But there's a lot more art than just writing and drawing. So let's see it. Let's hear it. I'd love to hear it. Wade says Tesla liked threes too. Yeah. I'm a Tesla fan. I wish I knew more about him. I know enough about him that I can speak about him. But yeah, Tesla was really, really cool. Ray says doodling is a great muscle workout. Oh yeah, that is a good one. And not just for drawing or painting, but other artists have ways of doodling. I love how some of you guys took that little heart thing that I did and are running with it. So I noticed that last night that a couple of people wrote that in posts and comments, and I was like, look at that. I started a thing. That's really cool. Thanks. Yeah, but doodling is really great. And, when I was younger, I used to draw all the time, and I don't really do that anymore. I don't doodle that much. But like I said, I doodling for me now is more like what I do in music. I'll hum melodies. I make up so many songs. And when I find one that I like, that's when I grab my Evernote app in my phone and I record the melody so I can remember it later and get to it. Andrea's here. Hey, how are you? Andrea is here. That's great. Very nice to see you. Heart, face. Melinda is here. Hey, Melinda, how are you? Yep. I need deadlines and a schedule, something I have been working on as well. Yeah, I'm going to go that route because it's funny to me. Here's the other thing. Because I also have a lot of client work stuff that I do. And man, if I have something that I need to have done for a client in 3 weeks, I'm not doing that today, right? But if I have something that's due for a client in 3 hours, yes, let's get this done, and I crush it, right? And so why am I giving myself with my own work this open-ended calendar to just create when the inspiration strikes? Because to me, it seems like the pressure of having to get something done by a certain time works for me, but I don't. There's a part of me that is rebellious against that. But then I don't get things done if I don't do it. So that's what I'm doing. Andrea, did I miss some people here? Oh, yep, Melinda. Andrea says, all of last year kind of shut me down creatively, but determined to get back on track. Yes, good for you. I think this year. Are you talking about this year or are you talking about last year? I know the hurricane in Puerto Rico was very hard for you personally, and I'm not sure, but I think there might have been a couple of things going on this year that were hard on people. I don't remember, but it's been a weird year, right? But yeah, we can all lean on each other here, and if, by the way, just because I'm doing this doesn't mean it's the way, right? You might be watching this thinking like, oh, no, I can't work like that. I have to work this way, and because that works better for me, and that's wonderful. I think what's important for us isn't that, oh, Bobby said do this. That's not what it is. What I'm saying is, I found a thing that I think works better for me than this other thing, so I'm going to try it now. And I would suggest you find the thing that works best for you, and you try that. And if it's different than my thing, I don't care. I just want to make sure it's good for you, right? Talina says, I have been trying to post to group one piece a day. Cool. Holding my feet to the fire, holding myself accountable. Nice. You're more than welcome to do that. Got you on full screen TV. That's my dad. Okay. April's here. How are you? April says, hello, sorry, always late. Got a mad growth going on. Things are mad. I really, really appreciate you. 8BDI. Catch up with your videos. You're brilliant. Oh, I think that was supposed to be my name. Thank you, April. I appreciate the sentiments and the comment. You're always welcome on the lives. Thank you so much. Wade says, on those occasions where things are flowing well on whatever project I'm messing with, after like 30 minutes, I get like a runner's high type deal. Am I alone in this? A runner's high. See, I've never experienced this runner's high thing, but I have experienced something else. Maybe it's the same thing and I don't know that it's that. Here's what happens to me, since none of you can speak, but you can comment on that if you want. Oh, by the way, if you guys reply to other people's comments in the comments, they don't show up on my screen as a reply to somebody else. It just shows up as a comment. So sometimes you like say things to each other in the comments and the replies, and that just shows up to me as a comment, and I read it and I have no idea what the context is, which is totally fine. Just if I read something and I don't know what you're talking about, that's sometimes why. Here's what happens to me. As you can see here, it's happening right now. Like, I do these daily fuels, and I've got I have the points I want to make, and they're right in front of me. And then a lot of times I'm just feeding off adrenaline on these comments. You guys are great with comments, by the way. I really appreciate that part. But I get like pumped up, I don't know if this is a runner's high. I don't feel any different, but I feel that I'm energized, I don't feel this way when I'm working on creating music or video. I feel a different way. A lot of times what happens for me, I get a lot of serendipities when I'm creating a song or I'm creating a video. And by serendipities, I mean a happy accident, meaning things that I didn't plan, but holy crap, I couldn't have made that happen if I had planned it, right? That kind of a thing. And a really good example is I'll pick a song to have like as a music bed to my videos, and then I'll put the spoken part in, and I'll put the music in, and I'll start adding some video clips in, and I don't usually storyboard these things. I usually go like from beginning to end. I just kind of allow it to flow out of me, because if I try to plan them too much, they never come out as good as if I just go like, okay, relax and let it out, because all of a sudden this sound effect lines up perfectly with this video clip, and I didn't know that was going to happen. It just happened, and this kind of stuff happens all the time because I don't have any resistance to it, and now I expect it to happen. And a lot of times the same thing happens when I'm creating music. I don't really play instruments. I play keyboards a little bit, but I don't even have one anymore. I'm a singer, but I use Apple's Logic to create music, and I call it designing music because some of you, I'm sure, are graphic designers, right? So here's the thing about graphic designers. A graphic designer will put a piece together, but may not have actually created any of the pieces of the piece, just the piece of the whole. For example, say an ad or a page layout. They might not have written the copy. They might not have come up with the headline. They probably didn't take the picture. They probably didn't do the illustration. But, you know, they got all these pieces and put it together and blah, 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 here's a thing, right? And so that's what I do with music. So I will write the lyrics and the melody. That I write from scratch. But then when it comes to the music, I go into Logic and I'll use Apple Loops. I'll use the drummer track. I'll use all these tools to sort of put pieces of music together that then become a finished song. And so many times, it just comes together in such a way that I couldn't have written the guitar part that way, but I found a loop that just went perfectly with the melody that I have, or the drum track beat that I chose just went amazingly with this bass that I found from two different sources, you know, and they just went together like magic and perfectly created the mood for the lyrics that I wrote, you know? And so that's what I mean by serendipities. I don't know if that's a runner's high, but I go into music creation and video creation expecting those things to happen. And they always do. Well, except the days they don't. And then I want to throw my computer out the window. But, right? So, yes. And then Ray says, okay, your number lesson for today. Your higher self being a 22-4 gives you a need to make a plan. You may be at your best when you make a plan and try to stay with it. Oh, that's interesting to know. Okay, well then I'm going to try that. This is my plan, and I'm going to try that. So now Ray says, I got to do your full numbers. It's interesting. Okay, if you need something, information, let me know. I'll share it with you. Okay. Have I breathed this entire video? I feel like I don't breathe. If you ever met me in person, it's really funny because I am so chill. I'm quiet and I'm not loud and in your face. But there are two times when I am. And one is on Daily Fuel because, right? And the other time is when I'm on stage singing. And I have had friends come to shows who had never seen me sing before but have known me for years. And, you know, I won't talk much before the show. I try to keep my throat kind of relaxed if I have to sing on stage. And then I'll get up on stage and the show will start and it just is, wah, right? I sing loud, I sing heavy and hard. And then the show's over and it's like, back to being chilled out. And I had a friend once who comes up to me and he's like, what the hell was that? Where did that guy come from? And I was like, that's who I am when I'm singing. And so maybe that's the runner's high. I don't know, but it's I get this energy in the performance. That's the other thing. Art to me, I've been working so much on the creation, the writing songs, creating videos. But the performance part to me, I miss it so much, and that's one of the reasons I love Daily Fuel, because there's a little bit of the creation part, but I don't script these and expect them to come out as finished, polished things. For me, this is just raw performance, and I love it. So I appreciate you guys showing up for it. And April says, nope. Sorry, April, I don't know what that is in context to, but nope. Anyway, it is the last comment of the day. So, April, you get the booby prize for today. And I am going to say goodbye. I really appreciate you guys showing up today and yesterday and every day and hanging out with me and doing the comments. If you're in the replay, I appreciate you doing that as well. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.